We kick things off with the Dunlop Thunderbikes, and joining me for commentary will be Robert Portman. And Rob, all Gavin Upton has to do is finish the race in Class B.
Yeah, that's all he has to do. It really has been a consistent year from the Yamaha R1 rider, but it's going to be tough to beat the likes of that man. Three-time SA champion Greg Geldenhuys, but there's the man who's got it all to do. But he's got 29 motorcycles right on his tail, raring to go. Nick Krobler, great to see him back on his Yamaha R1. But we're on the grid now for race number 1, and let's see who can get the whole shot going into turn number 1.
Lights out, and we're racing down towards turn 1. A little bit of wheelies from the back there. Not quite the start that they wanted. Is it going to be Brandon Good? Oh, nearly up the inside, but no. The Joker goes around the outside, and I think Krobler might have just been able to whole shot into turn 1 there. So keep an eye out as they down towards turn 2. Yes, indeed. Nicholas Krobler. Around his outside comes Greg Geldenhuys into second, and just demotes all 3 Yamaha riders down to 3, 4, and 5.
Just looking out for that bright green Yamaha R1 bike of Gavin Upton. Right up, good start. Lundy Sinden, a great start here from the Milwaukee Racing Yamaha lady rider. She comes, you can listen to her screaming that R6 flat out onto the back straight.
Brennan Good foot out style, Upton on his tail as they start to sort things out in the mid-pack. Coming through that mid-pack, keep an eye out on that man there. Mornay Portkita as he starts to sort things out just ahead of Dion Nelson. And I think, if I'm not mistaken, Dion Nelson will be the first 600 and pushing hard to get that 675 of his up into the mid-pack.
There's a great dice in the mid-pack there. That is Gavin Ramsey, bike 23 on the old school GSXR 1000. So doing a great job to hang in the mid-pack there. At front though, look at Greg Geldenhuys. He's right on the tail now of Nicholas Krobler as they're going to turn 1. Dean Foss just behind them and Brandon Good. Oh, this is a great onboard shot. That's Brandon Good just in the distance there. But you go hard onto the brakes now, down into second gear. The tightest turn on the circuit.
Oh, incredible to see how that GoPro makes it a little bit more than what it actually is on track. He looks miles back, and then you climb on the brakes and come to the one. Oh, Timmerman. Oh! Big mistake there from Harry Timmerman as he gets on the brakes, and he just got chopped away there. I think the second rider going down there, yes indeed, and problems there for Sorrel Murray, the 141 just coming across the line. Timmerman had nowhere to go, set the bike up on his front end and went over the bars, out the front door.
Dean Foss is now starting to close on our leaders. Is another great ride, bike 74. That's Sandra Shelley. She comes up the hill on that bright yellow Kawasaki ZX6. So great mixture of machines, just 600s and 1000s, old school and new school. But look at this, Greg Geldenhuys on the very new school Kawasaki ZX10R machine is out front. And look at him smoking that rear tire coming onto the front straight. He's got Nicholas Krobler right on his tail and Dean Foss just behind them going into turn 1. So this battle's going to go all the way down to the wire for sure.
Great work from the marshals to get that all sorted out down in turn 2. Hank Scaling under pressure here. Adam Van Tondo applying the pressure from behind. And the Rex Diffin gearbox man looking to get through on Scaling. Scaling hanging on for now. He's had a busy day in the saddle. We're going to see him in action a little bit later on in the show in the Red Square ZX10R Masters Cup. And Van Tondo's made a mistake. All on his own sim. Just running wide out of turn 2. And I think just applying too much pressure there. And it has cost him dearly.
It's a very hot day here at Zwartkops today, so the brakes are cooking a little bit. So guys struggling to get stopped for turn number 2 as they come up the hill now. It's 4th gear, flat out action at the top of the hill, and you're on the brakes very hard. There goes Gavin Upton through the field, so he's doing what he needs to do to wrap up this title at the moment.
Yeah, Nico van der Merwe too far back to affect that championship, and I think by the end of this race we'll have a new Thunderbike overall champion. Incredible stuff here from these guys as they go flat out through there. Nice to see that man coming through the field as well. Stoutgat, Sean Vermaak going at it. Timmerman has got back up and riding, so it didn't affect him too badly, even though he had gone down with that rider in the same turn as we see him coming out of now. He looks back just to make sure that the leaders aren't going to be affected by his ride. Remember, they're starting to come in amongst those back markers now, so Greg Geldenhuys will have to use the prowess that he's had for a 3-time back-to-back championship to get through these slightly slower riders.
That's bike number 88. That's Damien Purificati on the BMW for this event. We normally see him on the ZX10 machine. Here comes Gavin Upton, foot out as he goes into the final turn. Of course, that's Purificati passing Timmerman, like you said, who's got back on the track. So great ride this from Damien Purificati on the BMW. Wheelies across the line, getting used to that bike.
Rob, I wonder if he's getting used to that bike so he can take it to take on Lance Isaacs next year in Super GP. Remember, he was on a BMW and he just wasn't able to bridge that gap to Lance. So maybe on similar machinery, he might have a chance of taking the Masters title.
This is really now a good battle between the likes of Purificati for Mark Van der Merwe just behind them. Gavin Ramsey and Dion Nelson, the first of the 600 machines, rounding out almost your top 10. As we come now, look at this Clifford Ogle on the inside there. He's going to make the move. They're coming into the back markers. Greg Geldenhuys around the outside of Clifford Ogle, who's getting it all kind of wrong there. But across the line, it will be Greg Geldenhuys taking the race number 1 victory.
I hope he saw the checkered flag because it came out really late, but I'm sure he did, and takes the race win. A great effort there from the creepy crawly Kawasaki. Geldenhuys takes the win. Krobler in second place and Dean Foss in third. That is your top 3 in Class X. Upton takes the win in Class B and the overall title as well.
Hey, what an awesome feeling. It's been a really tough year. We've had some close racing with myself, Sean, and Nico. I'm just really glad it's over and we've finally done it.